Tax revenue from recreational marijuana sales is about $5 million higher than expected, and this is just after 6 months of sales.
Wow, that's incredible, and that means more money for local jurisdictions, for schools, even for the state's rainy day fund. Paul Nelson has more.
If money is any indication, recreational marijuana is off to a fast start. The Department of Taxation projected about $50 million of annual tax revenue. 6 months in, we've already collected more than $30 million. That's already 60% of what they expect for the entire year. Recreational pot might be a new industry, but sales are going better than expected.
I'm not so surprised, but I do think this shows that marijuana is fitting in quite well in Nevada. It's part of our economy and it's generating a lot of tax revenue for the rest of the state.
Wholesale taxes will help fund the Department of Taxation, local governments, and education. And the retail taxes go to the rainy day fund. The extra money is good news because it's not leaving a hole in the state budget.
They're not coming in short, in which case state officials would have to take action to try to gap those holes. So the fact that our revenue collections are coming in a little bit higher is a good thing.
Now that money can start being distributed, with the Legislative Commission approving permanent regulations ahead of the March 1st deadline.
Otherwise, we'd have a completely unregulated marijuana industry in the state, and nothing would be worse than to have, the industry potentially be able to run amok, if you will.
Home deliveries of recreational pot will stay in place, and the state will require increased lab testing and security inside dispensaries. Lawmakers say there's bound to be some bumps in the road with such a new industry, including how to enforce some of the more strict guidelines.
And again, we're going to make some mistakes and we're going to fall through some cracks. There's no doubt about it. But I think ultimately we can move forward, and when we get to the next session, I think we can deal with some of the real glaring pitfalls.
Some growers aren't happy about the regulations because they can't legally sell in the retail market. Some retailers, on the other hand, can sell and grow their own weed. That's not going to change for the time being. Covering the story, Paul Nelson, Channel 2 News.